Up top is a 20-inch barreled rifle, 18-inch barrel rifle, 16-inch barrel rifle, and then the two bullpups. At the varied length of all these rifles, bullpups down low, X95, Hellion, LWRC 16-inch, 18 and 20-inch barreled rifles. Gotta say, if you look at the two bullpups down low, the X95 is listed on paper as a little bit shorter, about 1.5 inches. When side by side, that Hellion's about the same length. I think IWI is skirting a measurement based off a lack of butt pad or front flash height, or what do you say? I'll show you that in a second. Let me get right over these just like this. You get a nice comparison. Up top, the two up top, all the ARs platforms are trigger, lined up by the trigger, and you can see the two up top right here have the same handguard. It's a 15-inch M-lock rail, 18-inch barrel, 20-inch barrel, drop down to the 16 with a 10-inch handguard. The ARs are lined up by trigger. Due to the stock and the variances, you can see these two are both collapsed. That PRS Gen 3 is not going to go down any further. So realistically, it's based on the trigger. And where you grab these, you can see the difference. And when you grab one of these bullpups, it's inherent that the length of pull is going to go up, trigger to end of the stock. You can look up here where that trigger, we're going to get those side by side. There it is, out comes the tape measure. Got it on the Hellion right now. Clocking in right at their 28. Check out the Tavor X95. Seven and a half, 7.25. Paper makes it seem like it's a big difference between that 1.5 inches, but when I line these up next to each other side by side, not that big a difference in overall length of the rifle. Obviously the Hellion has the adjustable stock as well. Then the main measurement when you're comparing these two that you have to look at then would be your length of pull. And the Hellion's trigger is a tad bit more forward compared to the X95. Does it make a difference? I probably shouldn't, but let's get a measurement on these and see if it makes a difference for you. Fully collapsed Hellion stock from the rear to the trigger. I'm gonna give it a solid 16 inches. Going down to the Tavor, gonna hit the same spot on the stock in line with the trigger like I did for the Hellion. About 1 inch difference. Yes, these aren't exact. I know it's bowing over the outer polymer, but there's about 1 inch difference in where your finger will meet the trigger and also where your hand will grip the grip, depending on your choice. Is that gonna make a huge difference for you operating these weapons? I don't think so. It comes down to the same thing as why the Hellion has the adjustable length of pull. Hey, it's marketing. It feels good for some tall and lengthy operators. For me, not much of a difference. That inch variance will make a difference for some. Really shouldn't if you want to experience these rifles. But compared to the AR platform, yeah, that seems about, it's about average on a collapsed stock. Again, that's the LWRC stock. There's a mag pull. 10 inches, 11. It's a larger stock. You can go up overhead and see the difference. Mag pull SLS, right? So with these collapsed, and most aren't running with these all the way collapsed. If you are, I don't think you're getting much leverage with that shooting hand triangle. You're losing a lot of leverage if you're running collapsed, but if your body types that and it's comfortable, hey, rock with it. So check it out. 15 inches from the end of the stock to the trigger. Again, now this PRS Gen 3 is unnaturally long for most people. I don't know why it was designed so long, and even with the thick butt pad, but that's why I'll never use the adjustable length of pull on this either. If you want to know what it feels like to hold a bullpup, that would be it, except all the weight on the bullpup is in the back, is in the stock. That's actually why the PRS is on this, to balance out the weight. So no matter what you do, if you're getting a feel for a bullpup length of pull and you compare it to a long gun, it's really not going to be the same if you have that long gun in your hand because the weight is not distributed like these. That's what makes this extra length in the length of pull manageable and almost irrelevant. You just can't compare it to the other platforms. Yes, so the length of pull doesn't matter too much unless it's just that uncomfortable for you. Move on to the weight of these rifles. That LWRC clocks in at 6.6 pounds. The Hellion's skirting, 8.5. This is touching 8, the X95. Yeah, you just can't trust people on the internet, but trust me when I'm telling you this. The majority of the weight on these rifles is here. This is a well-balanced rifle, the LWRC, but it's spread out. This 8-pound rifle will cause no more fatigue than that rifle. And the long 18-inch barrel rifle, same thing, 7.5, 8 pounds. You are dealing with a significantly shorter platform. Yes, it weighs more, and if you take it and you want to curl it, pick it up, hold it by the handlebar, you know, suitcase this, you'll feel the difference. But once this is shouldered and in firing position, comparatively, don't let that deter you. Do not judge these weapons by their weight and spec sheets on paper. Please get some diversity and have a blast with them. Grab this, throw it over the long gun. Check out stock end where the trigger ends up on these compared to switch it up to the Hellion. Oh, it's not perfect, but you're getting my drift of this comparison.